Hello everybody, and welcome back to Ace Attorney. Here, let me hit that continue button. Where were we? Where here. Duck? I'm not a duck. Also, hello, Q. How dare you? How dare you assume? Here, is it this file? I think it's this file. I think that's what we're doing. Oh. Also, sorry that it's been nearly a month, guys, since I've played it. Look, things happened, okay? I was busy last week. We were streaming Digiman. Look, you know, it's been a bit. It's fine. It's fine. So, what do you think, Mr. Wright? I think the prosecutor is as confused as we are. After all, the victim was murdered in 2 different places at the same time. And a different suspect was arrested at each of the crime scenes. Lana? Leomon takes priority. Look, in my heart, he does. But, you know, we try to keep that, you know. Good morning, Mr. Wright. I apologize for yesterday. I was indisposed. I really had to stare at that word for a second. I was like, apologize? No, apologize. I say apologize too much, guys. It's a problem. I hope they don't hold you too long for questioning. We just finished, actually. I'm used to all-nighters, though. So, how'd it go? It's as Mr. Wright suspected. The police are clueless. I figured as much, as I struck a plea bargain. A plea bargain? What do you mean by that? We agreed that if I told them the truth behind this simultaneous murder, they wouldn't seek capital punishment. That's what I mean, Emma. But Lana, don't tell me you. Much to my regret. I'm as much in the dark about this as they are. Miss Sky, we found trace evidence of a certain person in the police department's evidence room. They belong to Officer Jake Marshall. What kind of trace evidence? Blood-stained fingerprints, to be exact. That's the trump card I have up my sleeve today. You do understand what this means, don't you? In order to defend my sister, you're going to accuse Mr. Marshall. We have to play the cards we're dealt. Isn't that right, Miss Sky? Do what you have to do, Mr. Wright. Aww. Man, I'm gonna have to look through that evidence, aren't I? I'm like, what happened last time? It's fine. It's fine. Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Sky. The defendant is ready, Your Honor. The prosecutor is... I'm afraid you'll have to clarify. It takes 30 minutes by car to reach the police department from the prosecutor's office. Yet the victim, Bruce Goodman, was slain at both places at the same time. But that's not physically possible, is it? What's more, I heard the victim from the evidence room just disappeared. Yes, and the body eventually reappeared in the trunk of Mr. Edgeworth's car. Wow, this is one messed up trial. One of my duties as prosecutor is to present impartial evidence. Today I will present evidence relating to the murder at the police department.
In so doing, I believe the way in which we should proceed will reveal itself.
Now that's what sets Mr. Edgeworth apart. He sounds so on top of things. Even though he doesn't know what he's what's going on himself. Okay. He's so good at sounding smart, guys. Like, oh my gosh. And that's supposed to be an admirable trial? An admirable trial.
Very well. Let the trial resume. On the day of the crime, what exactly transpired at the police department? Mr. Edgeworth, you may call your first witness of the day to the stand. For its first witness, the prosecution calls the suspect of the murder that occurred at the police department. The suspect? You mean the so-called murderer?
Oh my god. Oh boy. Things are getting wild from the get-go. Alright, this man! Oh my god!
Will the witness please state his name and occupation?
Yes, sir! I am Officer Mike Meekins, sir! My occupation is, that would be murderer, sir!
So you're telling us you were a professional killer?
Sir, it was me, sir! I'm the one who did it! I'll never kill anyone again! Sir, you've got to believe me, sir!
Actually, we'd like to—
Sir, I'm what you would call part of the younger generation, sir. A person whose actions adults can't possibly comprehend.
Please, Mr. Edgeworth, sir! Help me, sir. Officer Meekins.
Yes, sir!
Give us your report on the crime. Consider that in order.
Yes, sir! As you wish! After all, I am part of a generation that must be told what to do, sir! You can't fault him for the lack of enthusiasm. I love this guy. Crime report, sir! Although it's not my normal duty, I was assigned to guard the evidence room that day. I spotted a suspicious man on the security screen and rushed into the room. I was only doing what I was trained to do, sir. I was suddenly attacked. I fought for my life. Then I did it. After that, I passed out until another officer smacked me awake.
So the victim, Detective Goodman, attacked you.
Oh, hello, Kopika. Do unto others before they do unto you. That's the Meekins family motto, sir.
I see. Then you fainted, and a colleague helped you regain consciousness.
What? I missed the drawing stream, but you like the miserable rat? Look, we love him, okay? Yes, sir! He knocked me upside the head, sir!
Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination.
What I need here is more info to work with.
Oh, cross-examination.
We will press him on the matter. Mr. Meekins, you work in the General Affairs Department, do you not? Yes, sir! I am in charge of hiring new recruits, sir!
Yikes. Now there's a scary thought. Evidence transferal was taking place on the day of the crime, which meant many officers were given special tasks not ordinarily performed.
I was in charge of guarding the Blue Badger, sir.
The Blue Badger?
Yes, sir. The lovely police mascot created by the chief of detectives, sir. We love this lad. We love the Blue Badger. Look at him. He's doing it. He's doing it. I was to assure it wasn't broken during the transferal process. That was my sole mission for the day, sir.
I see. Sounds like a very, important mission.
After the award ceremony finished that day, there were so many people running around that I relocated the Badger to the evidence room.
Whoa, so that's why you went to the evidence room. Tell us, what did you see when you got there?
How much better is it that you know it was made by Gumshoe? Well, that just means he's doing his best. You know, he's a clumsy guy. He was able to make a cute work of art. You know?
In order to enter the evidence room, you need an ID card. Am I correct?
Precisely, sir! I have one right here around my neck.
So then, your ID number should be listed on you, right?
Are you drawing horny Blue Badger fan art? No, that's a pure child. Not like mascotto. He's pure, okay? Pure of heart. We cannot loot the Blue Badger. A sweet, innocent boy. There it is! I found it! This is the one right here!
Could you please read us the number?
Yes, sir! It's 4989596! That's my number, sir!
I see. But the number, 4989596. It's shown as being used twice. Please explain, witness.
It's no real mystery, sir. The first time is when I relocated the Badger to the evidence room. And the second time is when I went to go get him after everything settled down.
I see. So it was during the second time when...
Yes, sir. That's when I spotted the man on the security screen. Oh, okay. IDs of all who enter the evidence room. Okay. We're still pressing.
So you were attacked. Can you please tell us exactly what happened to you?
It was a knife, sir! A knife!
Detective Goodman pulled a knife out on you. What happened then?
Was it the letter opener? Like the knife from Edgeworth? Well, with me charging in on him like that, he looked as surprised as I was.
You aren't exactly the kind of person someone would want to run into.
That's when I reacted, sir. I swung my arms like an octopus, struggling to detain him. That's how I got this gash on my hand. Maybe if you just kept your cool, your hand wouldn't be... When I saw the blood trickling down my arm, I panicked. I grabbed the man by his collar. This man's great. What exactly do you mean when you say, did it? I know I don't look the type, but I'm really into kung fu films, sir. The man let his guard down for just an instant, so I snatched his knife from him. You took his knife? I spun him around and performed a disarming maneuver. I made sure to close my eyes like a man. Even though it's just your normal voice, you stop that. You stop that. That is not my normal voice. Shut up. I see. He must have been desperate. The next thing I knew, his white coat was drenched in the sea of my blood. And then the next thing I knew...
Yes.
He punched me right in my face, sir!
About what time did you regain consciousness?
No offense, sir, but how am I supposed to know that? I was unconscious.
Right. According to a report from the officer that woke up the witness, it was about 5:30.
He hit me right in the head, too. I woke up crying tears of pain.
That's nice. I mean, it's nice that you recovered, that is.
When I came around, though, I made sure to finish my mission, sir.
Your mission?
Yes, sir! The Blue Badger, sir! I returned him to the entrance before things got out of hand.
Well, we can all rest easy now. I believe we now have a fairly accurate picture of what happened. Yes, Your Honor. Only one thing remains unclear. Was the man this officer murdered really the victim?
He's got a point.
Yes, Officer Meekins.
With regards to that, sir... Take a look at this! It was sent to my jail cell. Chief Grant delivered it to me just this morning.
The chief. Delivered it? What is it? A videotape?
Yes, sir. That's absolutely right, sir. A videotape, sir. It contains footage from the security camera in the evidence room.
What? But I specifically asked if there was such a tape. And was told it had been mistakenly erased. That's quite a mistake.
I just do what I'm told, sir. The only thing I'm really good at.
Looks like communication was the police department. Looks like communication with the police department is as good as ever.
Aw. Internet? Why is that going on the fritz lately? Curious. Do I need to reset something? Here, give me a second, guys. Let me see if... No, don't do that. Don't do that. Oh, there we go. Okay. Here, I fix the outlet a bit. The internet was spotty for a second. Yeah, it was. It was very weird. Here. Okay. I fiddled with the plug-in, so like maybe that'll help. It looked a little bit loose, so like maybe that was just the problem. Hopefully. Well, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out as we go.
Well then, let's have a look. Show us the video of you murdering the victim.
No! Please stop using that word, murder, sir. It scares me.
A video of a real murder. Just what are we getting ourselves into? Aww.
The Badger! Look at him!
Oh, 3D. Oh.
Oh, we conveniently can't see his face. Well, there he is! There's Makins!
Oh, stabbed.
Oh. Bro, I'd be so upset looking at this. Just like, you've got to be fucking kidding me. That his face was covered the whole time.
Well, I believe we're all thinking the same thing. How can we deal with these unsettling feelings stirred within us? What the hell was that? A wiggling piece of plywood?
Sir, that is the pride and joy of the entire criminal affairs department, sir! It's the Blue Badger, sir!
Why am I not surprised this isn't going smoothly?
The very good evidence of the security video that shows us nothing!
Yes, well anyway. This tape seems to prove that the witness did indeed encounter, someone in the evidence room. And some sort of, activity. Your Honor, instead of relying on clearly incompetent footage.
Incomplete. I want it to be incompetent.
The witness's testimony will suffice. Is that all right with you, Officer Meekins?
Yes, sir! As you wish, sir! Oh, okay. His face can't be clearly seen in the video. But there's no question that the other person was Detective Goodman, sir! I mean, he opened the locker, which required Detective Goodman's fingerprint to do! The locker he opened is unmistakably, Detective Goodman's locker, sir. So it must be him. No one else could have unlocked it. I mean, all you need is a fingerprint, right?
What's this about a fingerprint?
And Meekin's reveal is having of a wet paper towel. Yeah. Yeah. That poor lad.
Each detective has been given a locker, equipped with a fingerprint activation lock. These locks ensure that each locker can only be opened by the detective it belongs to. Intriguing. That would mean the victim of the crime scene would have to have been Detective Goodman. Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination.
I don't know where this cross-examination will lead. But everything begins with contradictions. That's where I have to start. The Mystery Man. And tell me, were you able to get a good look at him? At the face of the man who attacked you with the knife? Yes, sir! If you must label people as having seen or not seen the man's face, I believe I would be classified as the latter. The latter? But you were standing right in front of him, were you not?
More to the point, you are the person who fought him, aren't you?
Oh, yes, sir. But I didn't get a clear look at his face, sir. I'm not the kind of guy who looks directly at people when talking to them, you see? Yeah, that's a good trait for a police officer. Still, I'm sure it was him. I'd bet my badge on it. But you don't know that for sure, do you? You never actually saw Detective Goodman's face. Well, I suppose you might say that. That is, if you must label a person... Okay, I've seen her and... yeah. Wait, did I already read this? Am I questioning things?
Since his face can't be identified in the video, only you can verify it.
Well, why is everyone looking at me? If I had to label your stares as disturbing or...
Meekins.
What is that animation? No!
Having been shown a questionable video at best, we are not in the best of moods. Now please be more certain when you're testifying.
Yes, sir!
You claim the man who brandished a knife on you was Bruce Goodman. Tell us why you are positive it was him.
About these lockers, is there no other way to open them? No, sir! I myself tried all kinds of methods in the past. They only respond to registered fingerprints, sir. I wonder what kind of methods he's tried.
If the man opened the locker's lock, which only responds to its registered fingerprints, then he must be the person the locker was assigned to.
Exactly my point, sir! And this too! How do you know that information? I've heard rumors, sir, from people in the know, sir. People in the know? The workers in the department cafeteria, sir. They keep me informed. They also listen to my romantic troubles, sir.
For the record, the open locker did indeed belong to Detective Goodman. I verified this information through a more reliable source. So the victim opened the locker with his own fingerprint.
Do you think Meekins has gotten laid? No.
However, the most important detail is not shown in the video. The man's face.
Sir! If I may say something, sir!
Please do. After all, you are the one being examined.
I don't understand why the man's face is so important in this case, sir. I mean, it was his, hand that opened the fingerprint lock. And it was his hand that tried to thrust his knife into my body, sir! My unsettled state can testify enough to this, sir!
Yes, you have a point. The footage doesn't lie. That is, unless the defense can find a problem with it.
Mr. Wright, let's check the court record again.
Is there a problem with the, security video?
Court record? Oh, we have 3 pages! I have 3 pages of thing. Here, let me check it. Oh, it actually plays the video again. The time is, oh god, what time is this? Oh god, what's 17? Guys, what hour is 17? Is that 5? Is that 5 o'clock? Is 12? My 17, mine, it's 5, right? It's 5:14, okay. I'm like, maybe there's a problem with the time? Maybe? Like, wait though. It's just a funny video. Here, let me, let's check this. Okay, it is 5:14, okay. Okay, guys, I'm trying. I'm looking for... Okay, wait, let's go to options. Let's make a save here. We'll make a save. Is there a problem with the security footage? I mean, I want to say yes, just because I always want to. Is there something wrong? The answer is always yes. That's just, it just is what it is. Saving is for cowards. I have never said I am not a coward. I am indeed a coward. But at least I'm not a coward in admitting that I'm a coward. Those are the true bottoms. So... Oh, you can do it that way too. Oh. Like when it says check, I actually thought I'd be able to like look at the 3D model of the thingy thing. Okay, so it's that locker? Or that locker? Which one is it? Kind of wish there was a scroll bar so that you can like sift through the footage a bit better. But like, is what it is. Okay, no, it's this one. Oh, the glove-oo! It was the glove locker. Is that relevant? Just finished your last day of classes? You're feeling kind of depressed. Shouldn't you be feeling happiness? Like, yeah, don't have to go there anymore. Backflip. Seems quite relevant. It's probably relevant. Regarding the video contained on this tape, there's one thing in particular that seems rather strange.
Strange?
This contradiction leads to the possibility that the man may not have been Detective Goodman.
What? This video contains such a contradiction. Interesting. Your Honor, I have a proposal. Yes, Mr. Edgeworth. I propose we have the defense point to us this alleged contradiction in the video.
He would want me to point it out? Of course! 2016 and we're still using VHS? I mean, it is Japan, right? Aren't they still using, like, paper filing? I've heard that before, or at least, like, they did that for a very long time. It's like, bruh, it is what it is. Josh, get this man a job, look. Look. I'm also very bad at landing long-term jobs. I do temp work. So it is what it is.
Very well. Proposal accepted. Let us further inspect this piece of evidence. I will now play the security tape. Mr. Wright, please show us the contradiction you speak of.
I have to point out a problem with the video? This is the first time I've ever had to do that. You know. You can do it, Mr. Wright. Let's set up so you can fast forward, rewind, or pause the video. Just take a good look and be sure to point out the right thing. Please don't play it too many times! I cannot stand watching this video!
How did this guy ever become a police officer?
I don't know, how did Adachi do it?
Now then, Mr. Wright, please enlighten us. Where is the contradiction that dictates the man
Oh, these are buttons. Okay, so we have the light over there. Okay. Oh. Glove. We'll let that fall for now. To see. Replaying the part where Meekins gets thrown against the wall. Oh. Here, let's pause that. Okay. Okay. Oh, it doesn't just repeat? What do you think, guys? Is it the glove? I think I want him to make it the glove. It's like the only thing that's like, was that. We'll rewind to it. We'll rewind, guys. Oh, there he is. There's Meekins. Oh, do we get to see the glove fly up? Okay, is it that? The thing that's strange about this video has got to be this.
Yes, that is strange. Something certainly seems unnatural about that. What could it mean? Sorry to interrupt, Mr. Wright, but you seem to have forgotten the point of this exercise.
Oh, is it wrong?
The point? What you're looking at is for one thing, and one thing only. Something that indicates the man may not be Detective Goodman. Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. Final.
I almost walked right into that defense trap.
I'll place him under arrest, sir!
Rats.
I need to slow down and tackle things, one at a time. Now what do I do? Return to the cross-examination, play the video again?
Every time you point your finger, someone gets hurt. Okay, sure.
Say the one, says the one pointing his finger at us. Okay. Please show us the contradiction. I mean, I thought it was... Yeah, okay, that's just repeated dialogue. Something in there that tells us it's not him? Okay. Glove. So the glove will be relevant, is what that tells me. Is it that?
Wait, I need to use my eye drops. Well, I don't get it.
Okay. Would you mind if I borrowed your eye medication?
Don't look at me with those bleary eyes. Before your eyes get too teary, perhaps you should think this through again.
Okay, maybe we'll return to the cross-examination.
Assuming the witness is still willing to continue, that is. Officer Meekins.
Yes, sir. It is my duty as a police officer to help the lost, sir. Great. Now they think I'm lost. Tell me, were you able to get a good look at him? At the face of the man who attacked you with the knife? Yes, sir. You have to have a seen or a not seen. I believe it's classified as that. Okay, so this is... Didn't get a clear look at his face. Something that tells us he is not that officer. Here, let me look at the... Some evidence. Oh yeah, the pot. Oh, whoops. Yeah. Alright, you can like click it to see a 3D object. That's what that is. Okay. Only the assigned detective's print can unlock it. Indicator lamp light above when it's open. The most difficult bird puzzle yet. Look, this entire trial is a bit rough for me. Let's see here. I like your avatar. Ah, thank you, thank you. Like, none of this is for this. And the prints have been wiped. He opened the... Like, you can open it with other fingerprints, right? Is that what it's trying to get at? Or... He opened his unmistakably Detective Goodman's locker. What is this? However, the most important detail is shown. If I may say something, sir, please do. Hand that open the... Okay. That is, unless the defense can point out the problem. Okay. We can look at... So what, is there something wrong with his hand in the video? Here, let's try it again. Okay. No, his hand looks fine there. He's all bloody there now. And then gone. Is that the... Is that the same knife? That's in the evidence from Prince Airplane. Okay. These indicator lamp lights up when it's open. But it was already open. Right? Like at the start of the footage, right? The light was already on, so you don't need the... Yeah. Would that be it? It's gotta be this. Okay. Sir, do you mean me, sir? As I understand it, the locker apparatus works like this. When you grab the handle, a sensor reads your fingerprint, if it's a match. The light turns on, and the locker is released. According to my very limited experience, that's the way I understand it, sir. If so, then something is seriously wrong with this picture. By the way, I love this little song. It's so cute. It's this little Cheerio thing. Yeah, usually if it's taking me like a really long time to figure out an answer, I don't mind if like chat helps. You know, just like, yeah, give me a couple chances first though, right? Like, I don't want to waste too much of you guys' time, but you know, I am not the smartest bird around, you know? When the victim reaches for the handle to open the locker, let's rewind a little earlier. Aww. See, this is the reason why I was not in a, like, math or science course in college. This is why I have an art degree. Here, notice the light.
What's this? It's already lit.
It's lit, fam. Precisely my point, Your Honor. The locker was already open before the victim grabbed the handle.
Order! Order! What's the meaning of this?
It's very simple, Your Honor. The locker wasn't locked on the day of the crime.
But the locker locks are controlled by an electric system. When a door is shut, a sensor is triggered, and the locker is automatically locked. Oh, I know. It must have broken down. Of course, I'm not an expert on this. That's not likely, Your Honor. The sensor would detect and report any malfunction. Oh well. It just goes to show novices should keep their mouths shut. So then, Mr. Wright, do you have an explanation?
Me, Your Honor?
Yes. Why wasn't the locker locked?
Oh, why is my internet being all weird? You for a K, friend? There we go. There we go. It seems to be back. It just blinked out for a second again. Maybe I need to go look at my my router and modem at some point. We'll do that later, probably after stream.
Yes. Why wasn't the locker locked?
Me, Your Honor? Yes, well, you see, this isn't exactly my field. What do you think, Miss Scientific Investigator? Oh, maybe something like jam the system sensor, scientifically speaking. Something jam the sensor, you say? There's something else that seems out of place in this video. Yeah, I thought so too. There's got to be another clue somewhere in this footage.
Very well. Let's inspect the video once more. The locker wasn't locked. Mr. Wright, please point out...
Oh. Eh? Wait, what did he say? Eh? Eh? Wait, it just automatically read that. I didn't click a button. No. Eh? Do I just... like... this? Wait. Yeah, no, okay. Yeah, but can you tell me what I'm supposed to click again? He said point the cause of this. Oh, okay. To the cause of this. An interference? Is it Badger? Is Badger causing it? Can we blame Badger? Or would it be the glove? Was the glove? Okay. No, no! There we go. Glove. Please watch closely. This is the continuation of the part I showed you earlier. No, where's my music? Where's my music? No! I need my charming little Badger music. Glove. Oh well.
What's this? Something white fell out of the locker.
But, sir, it's been my experience that things fall out when doors are opened. I often fall out and roll great distances. What? We can't be sure that item was completely inside the locker to begin with.
What do you mean?
The sensor triggers the lock when the door is shut. What if something was inserted, say, between the sensor and the door?
Inserted?
Oh. Are we going? Are we going? Oh. Eggy. Hello, hello. This white thing wasn't inside the locker. It was stuck between the door and the sensor. Oh, I understand now, sir. It's just like my tie. 2 out of 3 times it gets stuck in the door when I get out of my patrol vehicle, sir. The white thing, yeah, it's a way of saying that.
But the object would have to be extremely thin to fit in the door. Not only that, it would also have to block electronic currents. It would need to be an insulator. Yes, an insulator, but at the crime scene.
There just might have been something that fits the description. But sir, my insulator, you don't mean... I think I finally got this figured out. The what? Did you guys hear about the soft confirm of what does this say? Rio make? Rio remake? What? Eto? What is that? What's being remade? Hopefully nothing. ReZero? The soft confirm of ReZero. I've never watched ReZero. And which ReZero? There's like multiple shows with that in the title. There's the furry one. Like what, like the Zero of Grimoire or whatever. More of that one. The one guy's kind of hot. Resident Evil? God, I wish that we got more. Where's Revelations 3? Oh, excuse me.
Very well. Will the defense please present the relevant evidence? What was the insulator that was stuck in the locker door?
Presento. I found this near the locker. A thin rubber glove.
But we can't be sure that was in the victim's locker.
It has a tag that says SL9 incident. The video seems to depict the victim opening the locker. But that isn't the case. The lit lamp attests to this. On the day of the crime, even I could have opened that locker. Is that not so, Officer Meekins? Sir, it would appear so, sir!
Order! Order! So are we to believe, then, that the victim, whom this witness stabbed in the evidence room, was not Detective Goodman?
Do not be misled, Your Honor.
What do you mean, Edgeworth?
The defense has merely demonstrated that possibility, and nothing more. The victim in the video was indeed Bruce Goodman. The prosecution will offer one more testimony to prove this. What? Officer Meekins, please testify about this. Sir! Me, sir? I'm not sure what you're referring to, sir! Oh, you mean that, sir? Of course, sir! This is a joke.
Very well. Begin your testimony.
Wow, we're still going. Mystery Man 2! 2? There's one other thing that proves the man was Detective Goodman, sir. To enter the evidence room, one must use their ID card. When an ID card is used, there is a record of it. At the time of the crime, the detective had used his card!
An ID card record, I see.
I have the RD card record right here, Your Honor. Bruce Goodman. The ID used at 5:14 is that of the victim.
Just before the crime, huh? Yes, without a doubt, this is the victim's ID. However, one thing does strike me as unusual. Several hundred cases should have been due for transferal. Why were there so few using this room?
This particular evidence room is only used for storing certain special cases. Special cases? Extremely violent cases involving police staff. Just hearing that makes my hair stand on end. Me too, although it doesn't make much of a difference. Okay, sure. There were only a few cases up for transferal there, and most were cleaned up by noon.
Right, I see. Now, let us move on to the cross-examination.
Okay. There we go. So, unlike your earlier testimony, you believe this to be rock solid, do you? Yes, sir! Solid as stone, sir! If my hand wasn't wrapped in bandages, I'd even give the V for victory sign, sir! Couldn't he just use his right hand for that?
Let's hear him out fully. As we've seen, one never knows what he might say until the very last second.
Is the card hanging from your neck one of these ID cards? Yes, sir! This card right next to my cuff. I keep it here so I won't ever forget it. But what if someone here were to steal it from you, keeping it out and open like that? Maybe I shouldn't wear wear it around my neck. Remember when I said 2 out of 3 times my tie gets stuck when I get out of my car? Well, the remaining time, it's my ID card that gets stuck. Instead of the door closing, my ID gets stuck. Okay, maybe I should just leave this one alone.
At any rate, each police officer has only one ID card. Both the police department and the prosecution office can attest to this. Please proceed with your testimony.
There's a record of it. Let me just check my evidence real quick. This is Goodman's ID. We just have it. Like, anyone can just have this. Let it be noted that this is the record the witness referred to.
Let me see. Yes, that would be it, Detective Goodman.
What's the matter?
According to this, Mr. Edgeworth, your name is on here.
So it is, Your Honor. Your Meekin's voice is good. Ah, thank you. It is, you know, I can't do deep voices, that's for certain. But I can do manic characters, I guess.
It would seem the inquiry committee will want to speak with you again today. I have nothing to be ashamed of regarding my actions, or their consequences. For now, let us continue with the cross-examination.
Poor Mr. Edgeworth. It must be so difficult for him. Dig deep, Josh? No.
Earlier, I believe you testified that when you asked the man to show his ID card, he pulled a knife on you.
Yes, sir. He didn't show me any ID cards, sir.
Don't you think that's odd? I mean, if he had his ID card, all he had to do was show it to you. There wouldn't be any reason to draw a knife.
Maybe he just panicked. Is that it? Did he just panic and draw his knife instead? Is that a reasonable thing? Imagine doing that with a gun. Oh, sorry, I just drew my gun out on you instead. This is why I'm not allowed to have a gun, folks. It just is what it is.
Everything seems stems from contradictions. Let's point them out.
Mr. Wright, what do you think?
I'm confused.
What?
The problem with this ID card testimony is far too obvious. It's not like Edgeworth to miss something like this.
You're thinking too hard about it. Come on, let's show them what we've got. Okay, yeah, but which statement do we say it on? To enter the evidence room, one must use their ID cards. Cool. There's a record of it. At times of a crime, the detective had used his ID card. Is disassociating? Maybe. Yeah, which statement?
One moment, Officer Meekins.
I'm not good at waiting, sir.
I have evidence. I have the victim's ID card
right here. I found it at the scene of the crime.
That makes sense.
When I say crime scene, I'm not referring to the evidence room at the police department. I mean the other crime scene. The underground parking lot at the prosecutor's office. Your Honor, I have one more piece of evidence to present. It's a very important clue regarding the victim's ID card.
A lost item report. It's only half complete.
But it shows that Detective Goodman had lost something on the day of the crime. Something important enough to fill out this report.
Let me guess. You believe this something has to be his ID card, right?
I can't say for sure, but there is a high probability. On the day of the crime, Detective Goodman was not carrying his ID.
Order! Order! So now, what does this all mean?
It can only mean one thing. It doesn't even require much thought. The man Officer Meekins encountered in the evidence room was not Detective Goodman, but rather the man who stole his ID card.
Order! Does the prosecution have a response? I have only one thing to say to the defense. Bravo, Mr. Wright.
Bravo?
Allow me to summarize the defense's argument. At 5:15 p.m. on the day of the crime, the man in the evidence room Officer Meekins encountered was not Detective Goodman. There are two grounds to support this. First, the locker in the evidence room was already unlocked. Second, the victim lost his ID card. Am I correct so far? Yes.
What's he up to?
That being the case, we must inevitably arrive at a single conclusion. If the victim in this video is a fake, then the murder in the evidence room is also a fake. In other words, the security camera does not show the instant of a murder.
That is... well, I guess that's right.
Is something wrong, Mr. Wright? Only moments ago, you seemed content to be pointing your finger around.
This isn't going to end well.
Well, well. It seems you finally realized it. Exactly what you've gone to such lengths to prove. Explain yourself, Edgeworth. The defense has already done the explaining for me. The victim in this video is a fake, which means a murder did not take place at the police department at 5:15 on the day of the crime. So the real crime could only take place at one location, the underground parking lot. At the prosecution's office, the murderer being Miss Lana Skye, the defendant. The evidence is compelling. A trustworthy witness observed the moment the defendant used the murder weapon.
Aww. I knew that testimony was way too shabby. It was all a trap from the beginning.
The activity in the evidence room still leaves many questions unanswered. Who exactly was the victim Officer Meekins encountered? And where did this person disappear to? However, this trial's purpose is to examine only the murder of Detective Goodman. Just so, Your Honor.
Mr. Wright, you have to do something, or else Lana...
What do I do? How am I supposed to get myself out of this mess?
I mean... Here, we'll make a shave there. We'll objecto.
One moment, Your Honor! What now, Mr. Wright? Don't tell me you're objecting to what you've just proven. Of course not. But I almost walked right into the prosecutor's trap. What are you talking about? This cross-examination has proven one thing and one thing only. The security video did not show the actual murder.
Aww. Aww. Okay. Is it just gonna play the whole video? What are we doing? Gone.
However, it cannot be said that this is unrelated to the murder in the parking lot. Specifically, large amounts of blood traces were found in the evidence room. The defense demands further examination into the truth of the matter. Mr. Edgeworth. Yes, Your Honor. In this court, we're to examine this further. Other witnesses will be necessary. Is the prosecution prepared? I'm sorry, Your Honor. The prosecution considered the incident at the police department to be unrelated. We have not prepared any other witnesses for this incident. This just might be my chance. Time to call a certain Texan Ranger to the stand.
Mr. Wright, do you mean...
Your Honor? The defense would like to request a specific witness. Oh? Who do you have in mind? Someone we have reason to believe knows the truth. The truth behind the activities that took place in the evidence room. The prosecution requests to hear this person's name before deciding whether or not to comply. Very well then, Mr. Wright. This person whom you would have testify. What is his name or her name?
Eto. Presento.
Officer Jack Marshall.
Jake Marshall. Whoops.
Why him? I can't let Edgeworth know everything just yet. He's in charge of the evidence room. I feel we should hear what he has to say. The prosecution agrees to the defendant's request. Since he was responsible for guarding the room, we should hear his testimony. Fortunately, he works in the police department, We shouldn't need longer than 20 minutes to prepare. Very well.
Sorry, I'm crinkling a water bottle. I'm getting thirsty, been talking a while. Sorry, guys.
The court will take a 30-minute recess while the witness is,
What is this word? Subpoenaed? It has to... What is this word? Subpoenaed? Oh, hello! Hello, now. Oh, not Vantage Paper. Yeah? You know what? We're just skipping that word. We don't need it. We don't even need it. It's fine.
Will the prosecution please prepare the witness during this trial? We will, Your Honor. Court is now in session.
In recess, not in session. Recess. I'm used to reading that line, I guess. Yes, you.
There's no stopping you, is there, Mr. Wright? Huh? What do you mean? You called for Jake Marshall. It seems you figured everything out. Huh? I haven't figured anything out.
Lana? You're not the one who knows everything.
Emma.
You always know everything. Why don't you just tell us? Mr. Wright is trying his hardest to protect you.
I don't recall ever asking for his protection.
How can you be so cold? Don't you trust us? Don't you trust me?
Okay.
Okay, friend.
Hey, I'm not interrupting anything. Oh, I guess I am. I'll come back later.
Oh, he looks so sad! Oh, wait! Detective Gumshoe! What is it? He's a little sad boy.
You've got a lot of nerve, pal. Making a detective run all around while on duty. And to top it off, you called me here. I've seen happier people at funerals.
Sorry, Detective.
You better be, pal. Hey! I didn't see you there, Chief Prosecutor Sky.
That's okay. So, have you brought what I asked? Oh, he's just going. Trying to sound out the word for you, but YouTube doesn't like it? Strange.
You mean this, right?
My apologies, Detective. Due to my present circumstances, I was forced to use Mr. Wright's name when making my request.
My name? Never in a million years would I have thought it was you who asked me. Could I bother you to bring me the SL9 incident files? I'll need them by noon. Talk about crazy.
The, SL9 incident? But Lana, that's... I thought Mr. Wright might need them, so I had them brought here. Here, you might do well to read them.
I can't believe you, the chief prosecutor, were witness in a case!
Miss Sky, was a witness? Aw.
Take it from me. You don't want anything to do with serial murderers. Oh, what? Now that I've brought you your stuff, you're gonna ignore me?
Emma, but why? Why is your name in here? What? My name's in there? I don't know, unless... No, it couldn't be. Lana, this SL9 incident, is that? That's the classification number the police filed it under. 2 years ago, the rest of the world knew it as the Joe Dark? Just the Joe Dark killings. Okay. The Joe Dark? No, Lana. That's over with. Emma, wait! She ran away.
You know what? I just remembered. I gotta be somewhere. Sorry, pal, but I'm out of here. Jake Marshall, Angel Starr, Damon Grant, Miles Edgeworth. Not to mention Lana and Emma. Everyone involved in this case is connected to those killings 2 years ago.
The Joe Mama killings? You stop that. You stop that right there. Like, we're not calling it that.
This can't be just a coincidence.
Knowing you might just be able to figure this one out. Time to get back to the trial, Mr. Wright. Best of luck.
I'd better take a good look at this file. To be continued.
Okay. Oh, saving. Yeah, let's save our progress. Yeah, we'll save at the top. Rotate your saves, everyone. Oh, we're back. Wait, Emma's not there.
The court will now reconvene for the trial of Miss Lana Skye.
Emma didn't come back.
Allow me to call the next witness to the stand. The officer in charge of guarding the evidence room on the day of the crime. Witness, please state your name and occupation. Me, partner? Oh, I'm just a man, same as you, wandering the trials of civilization. Occasionally helping the elderly cross intersections when needed. Yes, we get it. Oh, I know, you're a patrolman! As for my name, if you were listening hard enough, you could hear the howling wind calling it out. To be exact, it's Jake Marshall, Your Honor.
Howling wind? I've never heard Edgeworth described that way before.
Now, Mr. Marshall, let me ask you something. You were in charge of guarding the evidence room on the day of the crime. Yeah, the day the crime took place. Is that correct? According to the paper, partners. What do you mean? A desperado's soul is as boundless as the desert sand. No paper can sum it up. Maybe it's best we get on with this quickly. Please share with us your testimony on the day of the crime. In plain old English.
Okay. Okay, sir.
My job was to keep a wary eye on the bone orchid. They said I was supposed to make rounds 3 times a day, but that ain't my style. Besides, the room's protected by 2 security systems anyway. If I remember right, I was at a street-side saloon at the time it went down. I'm just an innocent traveling man. So if you're out of ammo, it's time I hit the trail. I cannot say I particularly care for your attitude. I cannot say I care for your beard, but you don't see me complaining.
Wow, that's so rude.
Wait a minute. What do you mean by 2 security systems? I mean the security cameras and the ID card reader. I reckon even a cowpoke like you knows about those.
Well, yes. What about the fingerprint-activated locks on the evidence room? And the evidence lockers?
Fingerprint-activated locks? What kind of newfangled doohickeys are those?
He's not being very helpful.
He's not very good with machines. Or with following orders. Everyone's got their weaknesses. Now don't they, Mr. Prosecutor? This one seems like trouble. Okay, Mr. Wright. He's all yours.
Huh?
The day of the crime.
How exactly do you keep an eye on the evidence room?
I just made sure nothing moved in the security camera monitor. That room's so still. Even time dies in there. I was just a caretaker who interfered. The recordings.
You interned them. Wait, interred them? Okay.
Videos of nothing aren't that useful. When the time would come, I'd erase the tape. If nothing unusual is recorded, the tapes are to be erased every 6 hours. Each time I'd erase a tape, it felt like I was erasing a part of my life.
This guy has a flair for the dramatic, but it isn't going to do him any good. So, in actuality, you don't physically enter the evidence room. But you made your rounds on the day of the crime, right?
And you heard a word I said, partner. I told you that ain't my style.
Oh, I'm afraid I don't understand.
No desperado I know lets rules get in the way.
No desperados I know join the police force!
So, Officer Marshall, on the day of the crime, just between you and me, I didn't set a foot in the evidence room that day. There was a rubber glove stuck in the victim's locker. Do you know anything about that? Sorry, partner. Can't say I do. I haven't been in that crypt in weeks.
How does this guy avoid being fired? Oh. You used to be a detective, so you've used the evidence room in the past, correct?
Of course. Back in the day, my locker was a gold mine of evidence.
And yet, you don't know anything about the fingerprint locking mechanism.
Sorry, partner. I ain't good with machines. I couldn't even tell you how a bike worked.
Eh? That's quite, incredible.
The sensor on the locker handles can't be seen. It's well known that some detectives are unaware of their presence.
Now that you mention it, Detective Gumshoe would have said something like that too.
At any rate, it doesn't seem that this is relevant to the crime. Can you tell us what you were doing when the crime took place?
What were you doing in a place like that?
I was eating spaghetti.
Getting some spaghetti? Okay.
Not even Angel's steak lunches can beat the parlor's...
What is this? Von Gold Sepia Pasta.
Do you mean to tell us? You abandoned your police duties to eat some noodles? Not all desperados eat tacos, partner. That's not what I meant. I hope this has at least taught you a lesson.
That's strange. This is usually where Edgeworth says. Did you not want to raise this year? out of ammo, Officer Marshall.
That's right, partner. Or as you'd call it, evidence. If you plan to pin me to this crime, then you'd better draw.
Oh, do we got any truth bullets?
Otherwise, you're just wasting my time. My steel horse is waiting to carry me back, west into the sunset. One thing seems clear. Despite being responsible for guiding the evidence room,
Guarding the evidence room, sorry.
the witness doesn't appear to have seen anything. Texans don't take orders from anyone. Everyone knows that.
Apparently your superiors don't. Okay, I have a trump card up my sleeve, so I'd best keep my cool. Before I use it, though, I'd better up the ante. Actually. Price 2 security. Buy 2 security systems anyway. Let me read this one again. Of course, back in the day, my locker was a gold mine of evidence. Don't know anything about the fingerprint box. Boot machines. I couldn't even tell you how a bike worked, okay. At any rate, it doesn't seem that's relevant to a crime. We'll put a save there. Out of ammo. Up the ante. Like, what does that mean? So we don't use this. I'm guessing. Video from the security camera. Is it... What is this one? Would it be the handprint? No. Okay. Huh. Like, I don't really know what this one wants me to do. Because what they don't want me to use... Like, what is upping the ante mean?
Alright, see ya!
Huh. Because they said I don't use... Huh. Yeah, sorry guys, I just don't really get what this section is asking of me. Better up the ante? What is that even referring to? Is it that one? And? Oh, okay. Huh. Wait, does that not prove? Okay, what is this asking then? They're like, what kind of contradiction am I supposed to be looking for? The lockers have fingerprint scanners. Yeah. And that's why I'm confused why I can't use the fingerprint thing. Like the evidence regarding fingerprints. Like it's just... Am I using it on the wrong one? Is that not what we're supposed to be doing? Like, am I using the wrong piece of evidence? Is that just the wrong one? Yeah, I used that fingerprint one on the line of him saying that, and it didn't do anything, so I'm confused. Like, that's why I've been confused. That was one of the first ones I tried. So I'm wondering, like, did I just... This is the one about the 3 rounds. Yeah, I don't set foot in the evidence place. So that's this one. And that's wrong. Like, that's why I'm confused. Like, what... Is that not what I'm supposed to be? Is that not the contradiction? I mean, clearly not. So I'm like, what am I supposed to be looking for then? On this one? Okay, like that's really confusing though. I guess those kind of contradictions I don't like. Because it's like, but he said he didn't. could that not also be the option? Like that's I'm not a big fan of that. Officer Marshall, does it strike you as odd? That is, you being called in to testify like this. After all, you weren't in the security room at the time of the crime. And yet you dragged me down here. Explain yourself, partner. It's quite simple. You left a very large trail behind at the scene. Or, to be exact, a handprint. Listen real good, partner. Like I said, I'm the caretaker of the crypt. I pay my respects, that is, make my rounds, and once a month... Guess it was being super specific. Yeah, that's just kind of like annoying. Maybe it's like a wording things, like maybe in how it was read in Japanese, it makes more sense. But it feels like that's like the same thing, right? Like that's what confuses me all the time with these type of games. Is like aren't both of these statements contradictory, but only one of them is the one it's weird. It's only natural my fingerprints would be in there. I only wish it were, officer. But you see, your fingerprints were covered in blood. Witness, what's the meaning of this? Your blood-stained fingertips were at the crime scene. The blood was wiped away, however. A linoleum test clearly reveals this. Well, Officer Marshall, it seems to me there ain't a person in this room with a head on his shoulders. I take it you have an explanation then, Officer Marshall? About the blood-stained handprint. Very well. You may begin your testimony about your fingerprints. Found at the scene of the crime. Like I said, it's only natural for my fingerprints to be in the evidence room. One of them just happened to be at the same spot as the blood-stained handprint. The murderer touched the locker with my fingerprint, or was by chance. The blood stain and the fingerprint are completely unrelated. Or didn't you know the murderer was wearing gloves? See, I had nothing to do with it. The witness's explanation appears valid, although there's room for doubt. Life wouldn't be fun without any doubt, partner. The defense may now cross-examine the witness. This guy's hiding something. I can feel it. Now's my chance to prove it. Okay, that's the, thingy thing. That's because you, how did you put it, pay your respects once a month. Yeah, that's right. That and one more thing. That locker happens to be mine. What do you mean? I mean what I said. That's the locker I used when I was a detective. The locker I still use. All that's in there now, though, is a heap of broken dreams. I see.
It'd be strange if my prints weren't all over that locker.
Apparently, his fingerprint data was never removed from the locker's programming. He must have been using the fingerprint lock all this time without ever knowing it. Okay. His own locker, okay. So then, what about the bloody handprint?
Wasn't mine. It's a no mystery. Please explain. My locker is covered with my fingerprints. It just so happened.
The chances of that happening are 1 in a million.
On the contrary, one could argue just the opposite. The chances of that not happening are 1,000,000 to 1. Get one thing straight, partner. You ain't gonna get no reward for me with a mere fingerprint. You wanna know why?
Unrelated.
They're as different as night and day. Kinda like cereal and cereal. One's got to do with breakfast, while the other's a type of killer.
Murderer, sorry.
He's right. Although seemingly alike, they're totally different.
I don't know what homophones have to do with this. How do you know that?
I may be a loner, but I still do my job. I keep up on reports. There was a blood stain at the scene, though to be left by the murderer.
Thought to be left by the murderer. That's right. It was found on Detective Gumshoe's locker.
However, no fingerprints were detected on the handprint.
Oh yeah, I think we tried that too.
So that would mean the murderer wearing gloves happened to place their hands on top of Marshall's fingerprint. That's the only logical conclusion. Are you starting to get the picture, partner?
The picture!
This seal of blood in the desert, it's just food for the buzzards. There's only one reality, and that's this.
The security tape.
So long as my trail isn't in there, you can't say otherwise. This isn't getting us anywhere, Mr. Wright. Please consider carefully where you're going with this cross-examination.
Yes, Your Honor.
Now then, continue your testimony, Officer Marshall.
What do you mean by that?
You want to tie me to this crime, isn't that right, partner? If so, that video is the only direct evidence you have.
But that video is next to useless. It's full of blind spots.
Blind spots?
Places you can't see. The camera's panning back and forth. The floor isn't shown. If someone was familiar with the camera's position, they could leave the room without being caught on tape.
We don't have time for your speculations, Mr. Wright. Well, Mr. Wright, if you can show us evidence in this video that indicates Officer Marshall was present, please do so now.
well. Allow me to point out your mistake, Officer Marshall.
Tread carefully, Mr. Wright, or you might wind up being the one making the mistake. Now then, let's have another look at this video.
There we go. Bringing our attention back to the security camera is a mistake I'm afraid you'll soon not forget, Officer Marshall.
The days are short in Texas, and so are our tempers. Could you sum up what you have to say in 8 words or less?
Very well. You can clearly be seen in this video. Well, okay.
Exactly 8 words. Not bad, partner.
The key lies in a certain locker shown in the video. Bro actually counted. What do you mean?
That locker with the white cloth sticking out. What was the witnesses? That was the witnesses, I believe.
Now then, let's rewind the video a bit.
Oh, the white cloth! It's gone! What's the meaning of this, Officer Marshall?
When the crime took place, the white cloth wasn't there. Then it suddenly appeared. There's only one explanation. Officer Marshall, you were in the evidence room at the scene of the crime. What's more, you opened your locker when the camera was turned away.
New order. It would seem that the only... Hold your horses. Sorry, partner, but you got the wrong man. So what if my locker was opened? That doesn't mean I'm the one who opened it. The murderer needed to hide something, so he opened a locker and snuck it in. It's not my fault. He happened to choose mine. Why's everyone staring at me like I'm a wanted man?
This guy isn't just playing dumb. He really doesn't know. I hate to rain on your parade, but you're the only person who can open that particular locker.
Oh yeah? I call your bluff. You say I opened that locker. Now prove it. A fingerprint sensor.
We talked about this earlier today. The lockers can only be opened by the detectives they belong to.
What kind of crazy talk is this?
Well, Detective Gumshoe did mention something about this. In any case,
The locks aren't that obvious. There are even some people on the force that don't know about the fingerprint locks.
Okay.
So, Sheriff, what do you have to say in 8 words or less?
Aw.
I only got 1 word for you, partner.
But okay.
Order! Witness, explain yourself! If this is a joke, it's the worst I've ever heard.
I assure you, this is no joke, Officer Marshall. Now then, please tell us what you were doing in the evidence room at the time of the crime.
Please answer the question.
What is he now? A bullfighter? That's all right, Officer Marshall. I believe we can figure the rest out from here.
We can.
Have a look at these floor plans. There's no place for someone to hide in the evidence room. Yet Officer Meekins didn't see Officer Marshall.
If that's so, then, where was the witness? It seems Mr. Wright has an answer.
That's right. The only possible conclusion.
Well then, let's hear it.
Wait, the victim? Officer Marshall was standing right here.
So, Officer Meekins didn't notice him standing there. That's almost as credible as Meekins' a warp theory.
Oh, okay. You know they're gating up on me. That's fine. Should have seen him in the evidence room. Or did I get the positions mixed up? Would it not be there? Oh, okay, yeah, I did just get it reversed. Whoops.
There, but that's where the victim, Detective Goodman, was.
Correct! Unless the man wasn't Detective Goodman. You can't disprove the warp theory? Yeah. I believe the victim in the video is Officer Marshall. It was you, dressed up like Detective Goodman.
But that's preposterous. Officer Meekins witnessed the detective at the crime scene. Once he saw the man's face, he'd know for sure.
May I point out, though, that Officer Meekins did not know Detective Goodman. He also testified about the man's reaction when confronted. When I entered the evidence room, I asked him to show his card, sir. Yes, and how did Detective Goodman respond? He suddenly pulled a knife on me! Something about the officer's story puzzled me. If the man had his ID card, why didn't he just show it?
Yes, he would have needed it to enter the evidence room, so he must have been carrying it.
The answer is simple. He couldn't show it. As you can see, Detective Goodman's picture is shown on the ID card.
Oh, I get it.
If he showed that, his cover would have been blown. Officer Meekins would have realized the man wasn't Detective Goodman. Do you have anything to say to this, Officer Marshall?
You've got quite the imagination, partner. We got a term for that. It's called, circumstantial evidence.
Circumstantial evidence? He's still denying it.
You're gonna have to do better than that to break a detective. Unless you have hard evidence, proving I dressed up as the victim. I can't say I particularly care for your uncooperative disposition. I can't say I care for your beard, but you don't see me complaining. Well, Mr. Wright, do you have any evidence proving beyond a shadow of a doubt that Officer Marshall dressed up as the victim?
Well, who am I kidding? I don't have anything like that.
I can see the fear in your eyes, partner. Seems you're the one who can't take the desert heat.
This can't be happening. It's so obvious he's the one. What can I do?
It looks like your lack of experience has finally been exposed. I'll pass on to you what someone told me when I was just starting out. When you've run into a wall with no place to go, return to the basics.
The basics? For me, that would be what Mia used to tell me. Phoenix, try thinking outside of the box. Believe in yourself, Phoenix. I shouldn't look for proof that Officer Marshall was in disguise. But rather, I should look for evidence that came about because he was in disguise.
Why do you think this locker was opened in the first place? What do you mean? There's no reason for Officer Marshall to open his locker at the time of the crime. Yet he did, despite the chance he might be discovered later as it has been.
Which means he didn't originally plan to open his locker.
According to the defense's argument, Officer Jake Marshall dressed up as Detective Goodman at the time of the crime. Then after the crime was committed, he opened his own locker for some unknown reason. The fact that a white cloth is sticking out of the locker seems to indicate that. He opened it in order to put the cloth inside. So, just what exactly is the piece of cloth?
Perhaps the video is the key to all of our answers. Here, let me put that there. I think it's the shoulder. I don't have any evidence, so this video is my only shot.
Very well. Let's take yet another look at the security tape. After committing the crime, the witness opened the locker to put away the white cloth. Please show us why the witness had to...
Oh, okay, let's go. Because his shoulder gets all dirty. Oh. For some reason, you're disguised yourself as Detective Goodman and entered the evidence room, although I don't know to what end. Yet. However, something unexpected happened. Officer Meekins barged in on you. When asked to show your ID card, you pulled a knife on him. However, Officer Meekins panicked. And the white coat you were wearing was soiled with blood. A bloody white coat. You couldn't just walk out like that. So you hid the coat in your locker.
Not bad, partner. Now then, Officer Marshall. Are you ready to tell us the truth? Looks like I underestimated y'all. I hope you're happy now, Mr. Edgeworth. 2 years ago, if you were only half as persistent then as you are today, we all wouldn't have to be here now. Now would we?
Officer Marshall, tell the court what you did. All of it.
All right. It seems the time has come.
Aw.
I had to do it that day. I couldn't just stand by and let it die. I stole the detective's ID and dressed like him. I planned to take out the evidence. I wasn't expecting Officer Meekins. I knocked him out and managed to escape. I knew which areas wouldn't be caught on camera. There wasn't any murder in the evidence room at 5:15. So the supposed victim was really you. But there's one thing I still don't understand. Traces of a large quantity of blood were found on the floor of the evidence room. If no one was murdered, then how could that be? Officer Meekins managed to cut his own hand. My guess is he's the donor.
It was way too much blood for such a small donation. Oh, okay. When you say it, you mean...
Do you even have to ask, partner?
The SL9 incident.
2 years have passed since the case was closed. It was going completely end with the transferal that day. Not if I had anything to do with it. That incident's not over.
But what did you hope to accomplish by sneaking into the evidence room?
When a case is closed, only that case's lead detective can look through the evidence. I wanted to have a look at it myself one more time. No matter what the cost. I don't care what anyone says, partner. That case is mine.
But Officer Marshall wasn't in charge of that investigation. Why does he care so much about it?
That day was my last chance. That's why I...
Oh, okay. Why did you disguise yourself as Detective Goodman?
If I didn't make it look like Goodman was carrying out the evidence transferal, I'd be arrested for stealing evidence, which wouldn't get me anywhere. So you did it to fool the security camera. And the detective's ID card. I stole that morning of the incident.
So that's really why Goodman started filling out the lost item report.
I returned his ID card. I left it on the floor in the prosecutor's parking lot.
The ID card I found left by Officer Marshall.
So essentially, you managed to succeed despite your lack of foresight.
That is what that says.
What do you mean, partner? I mean the fingerprint. Activated lock, of course. No matter how well you disguise yourself, you couldn't change your fingerprints. Under normal circumstances, you wouldn't have been able to open the locker yourself.
He managed to succeed, yeah. But he could because a rubber glove just happened to be stuck in the door. That means Detective Goodman must have opened the locker before Officer Marshall. You pulled a knife on Officer Meekins and tried to drive him off.
Let's just say I was a little surprised. I only planned on being in the evidence room for no more than 5 minutes. I didn't think anyone would actually come in during that short time. Officer Meekins certainly is a 1 in a million person. Mistaking a detective for an intruder and demanding to be shown his ID. I'll have to think a little more about his raise this year.
When did Edgeworth get so much influence?
Anyway, he threw himself at me, and I ended up cutting him slightly. I'm sure it had to turn out that way.
Not sure, sorry. I am just making up words. Sorry, guys.
With me knocking him out and everything.
By the way, what happened to the knife?
Oh, you mean this one?
I don't know what to say.
So you knocked Officer Meekins out and...
So you did research beforehand.
Those who go into the desert unprepared don't live long, partner. I don't think it would make a difference, though. The security tape is erased every 6 hours. If all had gone as planned, no footage would have been left. However, you bloodied your coat in your struggle with Officer Meekins. If someone was in the security room when I came out, the jig would be up. I opened my locker and stashed it in there.
What was Officer Meekins doing in that time?
What else? He was sleeping like a babe. So what you're saying is, on that day...
But the blood found at the scenery, not at the scene, certainly indicates a crime took place.
What are you, blind? The victim is shown on that tape is me, and I'm not dead yet, partner. So you stole the evidence from the locker? Actually, no, I didn't. Why not? When I opened the locker, the evidence was already gone. What? Mr. Edgeworth, where's the evidence? It's still missing, Your Honor.
Detective Goodman's locker was already empty, aside from the glove. Someone else stole the evidence. Officer Marshall, may I ask you one thing?
Fire away, partner. It's a free country.
That's not... I don't think that's true, Fred. I guess maybe in Japanifornia.
Just remember, I'm also free to decide whether or not to answer.
Why did you do this? Stealing a detective's ID, injuring a police officer. This is no small offense!
Moreover, you're an officer yourself. This will have serious consequences. It cannot be forgiven with a simple cut in salary.
Not that salary cuts are even a valid solution.
Like I said, this isn't your case. This one is mine. And I'd do anything it takes to get answers I'm satisfied with. The witness has an unusual amount of zeal.
Zeal? Oh, that's a good installment of Yu-Gi-Oh!
Let's hear more.
But that case was solved 2 years ago, wasn't it?
That's the reason the evidence was stored in the evidence room. Joe Dark was convicted for his crimes.
What's that? What is this guy's name in Japanese? It's not Joe Dark, obviously. But, like, I keep thinking, like, what is this supposed to be a joke off of? Like, I keep reading it as, like, is it Joe Chill? You know, like, what are we doing?
One thing I can say for sure is he deserved his sentence. I remember the Joe Dark case. It involved serial murders, didn't it? I don't intend to complain about how it turned out. But there's something that still bothers me. Something went down at that trial. Something no one will talk about. What happened? I don't know. That's why. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Why is he so concerned with that incident? Maybe I should present him with what I think his real reason is. I had a feeling we'd wind up here sooner or later. Everything involved here is related in some way to that case. I better take another look at that file. Is Joe... Oh, okay. Kage means shadow. Yeah. Can we check it? Oh! We can actually check it. Okay. Closed. Perpetrator Joe... Prosecutor, witnesses. Oh. The head investigator. Oh, I see. Officer Marshall, I think I understand. I think I know why you care so much about the SL9 incident.
Sounds like you've been sipping too much cactus juice, partner.
I have the SL9 incident file here. The name Marshall is mentioned in here. And a list of murder victims. Neil Marshall. Are you related to this man?
Neil Marshall? Yeah, I'm sure you've heard the name. 2 years ago, he received the same lousy prosecutor award you got. What? A prosecutor?
He must be talking about the King of Prosecutors award.
Now I remember. Prosecutor Neil Marshall. He handled the SL9 case before I did. That's right. He was killed. And the case fell into your hands. But what's his relation to you? He was my brother. He was investigating the murder with Damon Gant, and the department chief of police. The group of detectives I was part of worked under them. We were desperate to prosecute the killer.
Look at this man. Look at this man. He looks like a generic character from, like, Detective Conan.
Joe Dark. My brother fought Dark and was killed. That was the first time Dark left behind any evidence. That was all we needed. He was
What is this word? Arraigned?
And incarcerated. The case was finally closed. At least, according to the public records. What do you mean? My brother couldn't have been killed by Joe Dark. I knew my brother better than anyone. No one could have beaten him in a fight. And that's it. That's your reason for your insane actions. There's more to my brother's death than what the records say. No matter how much you try to hide it, you can't fool me. Well, at least one thing's for certain. Now we know what happened at the police department at the day of the crime. That was the last day the SL9 case could be reopened. Not satisfied with the resolution, Officer Marshall planned to steal the evidence.
Disguising himself as Detective Goodman, he entered the evidence room. Officer Meekins confronted him, so he rendered him unconscious and fled.
Yes, this mystery has finally been cleared up. No murder took place at the police department that day. The things that happened by chance never cease to amaze. At exact same time as the murder at the prosecutor's office, the fake murder was going on at the police department.
Chance? It's got to be more than just that.
So if no one was murdered at the police department on the day of the crime, that means the murder in the prosecutor's parking lot was the real one. Which in turn means only one person could have committed the crime. Chief Prosecutor, Lana Skye.
But wait! A verdict hasn't reached in yesterday's trial.
Which is why we examined the incident at the police department today.
But
there's only one reason the defendant was not convicted yesterday. There yet remained the mystery of the simultaneous murder at the police department. It seems to me, this boy's got the draw on you, partner. All of the mysteries at the police department have been resolved. No doubt about it. Our sole murder took place at the prosecutor office. The only suspect is Lana Skye. And the testimony of one Miss Angel Starr is completely incontestable. If you have a response, make it a single word or less.
that's not a word! Phoenix!
I rest my case. It seems this trial has reached its conclusion. There's no room for doubt. Well done, Mr. Wright. Thanks to you, I don't need to waste my time disproving the alleged murder at the police department.
There's no doubt what I proved today is true. The apparent murder on the security camera's tape really was fake. But I didn't realize that would end up proving Lana's guilt.
Now then, the time for the verdict has arrived. This court finds the defendant.
Hold it! Your Honor, wait.
Aw.
Emma? The defense has an objection. A scientific objection. Right? What does that mean, right?
Mr. Wright, are you this girl's guardian?
Your Honor? No, innocent. Please, Your Honor. All I'm asking for is a minute of your time. Please hear me out. Mr. Edgeworth, please.
I don't want to leave any loose ends. You want a minute? I'll give you 3.
Okay. 7 minutes to spare. Like, sure. I was kind of in shock. I mean, finding out the SL9 incident referred to the Joe Dart killings.
Now that she mentions it.
The names of both Sky sisters were in that file. But that's when I figured it out. I mean, what Officer Marshall was trying to do that day. So I knew this fingerprint had nothing to do with the crime. That left only one thing, the other handprint.
You mean the traces of blood found on Detective Gumshoe's locker. But no fingerprints were found on it, right?
No, but I figured if I examined it scientifically, I'd be sure to find a clue. So I ran over there and looked at it again.
So did you find something?
No. Girl! What? Huh? Sorry. I guess I'm not much of a scientific investigator after all. Is that all? Please don't be mad. I'm just a high school student. I'm... And I'm just an attorney. But Mr. Wright, those traces of blood have the only clue we have. Clearly not a super high school level student. Oh, Christ. We're not doing Dungeon Grandpa, guys. We're not playing it. Guys, please convince me to not play it. If we can't find something wrong with them, please, Mr. Wright, you're a professional. If anyone can save Lana, it's you.
Me? Oh boy. Time's up. Now then, Mr. Wright. With regard to the incident at the police department, do any reasonable doubt remain? It appears the defense is troubled by the other blood mark. Looking at the floor plan, a handprint was discovered around here. Is there a problem with this?
Mr. Wright, I'm sorry I can't be of more use. But still, if you can't find anything wrong with that blood mark, Lana will be...
Please answer my question, Mr. Wright. We don't have all day. Yes, Your Honor.
If ever I've needed to concentrate, it's now. What could be wrong with that handprint on Detective Gumshoe's locker? Could there be something I'm missing? This handprint left at the crime scene.
clearly shows a contradiction. The only thing that seems clear is you're grasping, Mr. Wright. You've been staring pretty intently at these floor plans. Tell me, is there a problem with them?
Yes. This is strange. Take a good look at these floor plans. Something is missing.
Missing? You mean something hasn't been drawn on here?
Yes, something, when drawn, will completely change the meaning of the blood mark.
Let us pray the defense isn't simply trying to buy time.
I mean, we're doing that too.
Very well, Mr. Wright.
With all this evidence here, there's got to be something I can use.
The question is, which item can prove something is missing in the floor plans? What about that piece of plywood?
The Blue Badger, mascot of the police force. Defender of truth. Guardian of proof.
Explain yourself, Mr. Wright.
Please look at the floor plans of the scene of the crime. The Blue Badger is not here.
So,
watch what happens when we push him. When we push him in. This is where he was dancing at the time of the crime. Well,
what?
That's right. So long as the Blue Badger is dancing here, it would be impossible to place a handprint at this spot on the locker.
What?
Okay.
So that means, just exactly what does that mean?
It means it can't be done.
What are you saying? Blood traces were undeniably found at that locker.
Don't look at me. I didn't put it in there. Mr. Wright, think it through scientifically. Emma? On that afternoon, Officer Meekins was the one who brought the Blue Badger to the evidence room, right? After he put it down, it would be impossible to leave a handprint on that locker. So that must mean this blood mark was left there before the Blue Badger was brought in.
Just one moment. I will not allow such a far-fetched
balderdash
in my courtroom.
It may sound far-fetched, Your Honor, but it's the only possible explanation. On February 21st in the police department's evidence room, blood was spilled not once, but twice!
But how?
One time was captured on this tape, taken by the security camera. Officer Meekins cut his hand, from which a trivial amount of blood fell. The problem is, the other time, someone bled prior to the struggle shown on this tape. It had to have been. It had to have been Detective Goodman, when he was really murdered.
That's ridiculous. I refuse to accept your absurd claim.
The murder portrayed in the security tape had been proven to be fake. However, that does not explain the blood mark found on the locker.
So then, assuming this murder, you
purport, if that's a word? Okay.
really happened? When did it take place? I demand you show evidence that proves when it occurred.
When did the first incident occur?
To summarize, the defense claims that prior to Officer Meekin being cut from Jake Marshall, who was posing as Detective Goodman, another incident took place in that evidence room.
That's right. The blood mark on the locker proves this.
Very well. Then tell us, when did the first incident occur? As Mr. Edgeworth said, proof must be presented.
Proof that shows when the murder took place. There's only one piece of evidence that can show that.
Now then, will the defense please present this evidence? What shows when the first crime took place?
Is it the jar? Thinking, guys, I'm thinking. One of them with timestamps on it? Look, I'm thinking either the autopsy report or the jar. Since the autopsy report specifically is like... Oh, wait. Would it be this? Because Meekins went up to grab the blue badger to take down and then put it back up. So it had to have take place in between there, right? If the crime took place inside the evidence room, then the killer would have had to enter it. And in order to do so, an ID card would have been required. An ID card?
An ID card. Oh, the ID card record.
Officer Meekins brought the blue badger panel into the evidence room at... Let's see here. 4:50 p.m. If the crime took place before that time, then it would be 4:40.
But Miles Edgeworth, just what have you done? I never would have figured you had the nerve, boy. Drop the act, witness. It didn't take a lot of thought to figure out it could have been me. Nope, I ain't getting it. I'm afraid I don't understand either. It's clear from the linoleum test that blood was there. However, when the second crime took place, both Officer Meekins and Officer Marshall failed to notice the blood.
That means the blood from the first crime was wiped away by the real murderer.
I would have had just 10 minutes to murder the victim, carry his body away, and clean up the blood. Unfortunately, that's physically impossible. That would mean the crime must have taken place before Mr. Edgeworth entered the evidence room.
Let's look at the chart again. There's only one other card number remaining. It's 7777777.
Talk about a lucky number. But wait, that doesn't make sense. How could Detective Goodman have entered the evidence room?
Since there's no record of his card being used beforehand, he must have entered along with the real murderer. That's the only plausible explanation. He went in with 7777777.
Miles Edgeworth, please look into this ASAP. Find out whose ID number is 777777777. That's 1 7 too many, Your Honor. Unfortunately, I'm unable to look up the owner of that ID card. At least at present.
What?
Explain yourself, son. The ID number, 7777777, belongs to someone with a rank of captain or higher. Someone who is so-called executive officer. We don't have the authority to inquire into such a personal ID. A person's ID.
But that's ridiculous! Just how?
I'm not finished talking, Mr. Wright. There is one situation in which we can grant such authority. If an official charge filed against an executive is accepted.
An official charge?
You're all alike, aren't you? With your cover-ups and your forgeries. That's how the prosecutor's office operates. I take pride in my work, Officer Marshall. I would appreciate it if you would keep your slander to yourself. Slander, is it? Okay. Let me ask one question. Yes. No, not you. To her. The defendant sitting over there. Your little executive.
Lana.
Don't be stupid. She's been charged with murder. Of course we've looked up her ID number. And it's not 7777777. Don't play me for a fool, partner. That's not what I wanted to ask. All I want to know is one thing about that incident. The SL9 incident. Answer me this, Chief Prosecutor. In the trial 2 years ago, did you really only use legitimate evidence? Do you need the witness to repeat the question, Chief Prosecutor?
I heard him fine, Mr. Edgeworth.
2 years ago, I was in charge of the prosecution for this trial. At that time,
occasionally, we felt the powerlessness of the law. At least I did. Lana? I became a prosecutor in order to suppress crime with the law. And before I realized it, we were the ones being suppressed by the law.
Defendant, just what are you saying? I'll ask you again, Chief Prosecutor. During the trial 2 years ago, did you really present all of the evidence in court? Can you look at me, an investigator in that crime, in the eye of and say that you did? Chief Prosecutor, you didn't!
I don't have to, Officer Marshall.
Why? Why won't you answer him?
Drastic crime requires drastic measures. That's just the way it is. We did what we had to, in order for him to get the verdict he deserved. But Lana, even if it involved forging evidence. Aww.
See, that's what I'm talking about. No, no! Order! Order!
Lana's remark caused such a stir. Oh wait, that's automatic. Would have to wait until the following day. To be continued! How long is this trial? Oh dear. Here. I think we will end it there for the night. This trial long. This chapter. Oh boy. Is this trial the length of a Danganronpa game? It do be what it is. Damn, girl. Right? It is what it is. But all right, everyone. Like I said, we will be wrapping it up. It is getting late. I would like to get some food. So, I do hope that you've all enjoyed. And I'll be seeing you guys around. Have a good night, everyone.